Hello, friends and patriots. I have with me Levi and little puppy, and we have Reagan and Ellie. And we want to talk to you about some books that have just been canceled by Facebook. I bought these books for my children for Christmas. Do y'all like these books?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, what's wrong with a story about Thomas Sowell, who happens to be one of the most famous black conservatives, most famous economists in the world? And guess what's happened? This book about him, which tells the whole story of growing up under Jim Crow laws, and then the incredible story of how he dropped out of high school, and then he ended up joining the military, and then he went to Harvard, graduated top of his class, and went on to get a PhD. He became a fellow at Stanford University, and he's had a huge impact on the world. But yet now Facebook wants to cancel. Why? Because you know what? These giant monopolies are wanting to send us back to the dark ages. And it's going to happen. It's going to happen fast if we don't stand up for our children and our children's children. And so as a U.S. Senate candidate in Georgia, I will fight for you. I will fight for the next generation. I will fight for liberty, for freedom. These are things worth fighting for. And so if we don't, though, y'all, we're in trouble. Look what's happening right now. Twitter just banned a doctor that it didn't agree with. It's not the first. Our former president was banned, while dictators from Venezuela and Iran are being given platforms to share their ideas, and yet they're canceling. Let me tell you something. Truth always withstands debate, but lies cannot. And so the truth has to be, they're going to cancel the truth. They're going to cancel the exchange of ideas. Whether you and I agree with Dr. Malone or not, who's an immunologist, who's a virologist, they've canceled him. They've removed him off of Twitter. Why? Because they don't agree with him. Whether you and I agree with them or not, we've got to stand up for freedom, for liberty, for the First Amendment. And you might say, well, what do these giant monopolies have to do with the First Amendment? Well, Congress has essentially protected them with Section 230 that allows them to be able to grow in the monopolies they are today, because there was supposed to be a free exchange of ideas online. No, but that's no longer the case. So I'm going to ask you to, yes, purchase the Heroes of Liberty book series, an amazing book series. Stand for liberty. I'm going to ask you to stand with me as I fight for you. Go to votejosh.com. And you know what? Get on Getter. We're going to have to get off of, pretty soon, we may all be removed from Twitter. So we're going to get on Getter. We're going to get ahead of this cancel culture. And I'm going to ask you to join me over there and join me. Again, go to votejosh.com. Thank you so much for standing for liberty, for freedom. These things are worth fighting for. These things are worth standing for. Thank you. God bless.